Have you ever noticed the same number showing up over and over again on receipts, clocks, or license plates, and wondered if it meant something? What if those numbers weren't random? What if they were messages, subtle whispers from the universe guiding you towards something greater? In a world full of noise and distractions, we've forgotten how to listen. We ignore signs, dismiss intuition, and hope for luck while doing nothing to align with it. But here's the truth. Luck doesn't knock on closed doors. It finds those who are open, aware, and ready. April 8th, 2025 holds a rare energetic alignment. And today, we're revealing 6 powerful numbers that carry more than just good fortune. These numbers hold the keys to balance, transformation, and deep inner wisdom. This isn't about lottery tickets. It's about unlocking the signals life's been sending you all along. Before we dive in, give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on new content packed with wisdom and soul-aligned success tools. And here's a challenge for you right now. Comment below, "I welcome growth and harmony into my life." By doing that, you're already setting a powerful intention, one the universe will notice. Let's begin. Your signs are waiting. Part 1. The power of number 3. Balance, creation, and divine rhythm. In the silent language of the universe, some numbers whisper louder than others, and number 3 speaks directly to the soul. It is the number of balance, of sacred creation, and of wholeness found in triads. From ancient philosophies to modern spiritual practices, 3 has always held a special kind of power. In Buddhism, 3 is everything. It represents the 3 jewels: Buddha, the enlightened one; Dharma, the teaching; and Sangha, the spiritual community. These are not just religious concepts, but inner anchors, reminders of where we come from, what we follow, and who walks beside us on the path. But let's make this real. Mrs. Sarah, a 67-year-old retired teacher, had never thought much about numbers until the year everything felt like it was falling apart. Her husband had passed away, her grown children moved abroad, and she often sat alone in the evenings, lost in thought. But during her most anxious moments, the number 3 kept showing up. 3:03 a.m. on the clock, table 3 at the tea shop, a bill of 3 hours 33. She thought it was just strange coincidence. Until one day, while walking through a small temple, she overheard a monk gently ring 3 meditation bells. The sound brought stillness. The monk explained, "The first bell awakens the body. The second bell opens the heart. The third bell releases the mind. 3 bells, 3 steps, 1 return to center." That day, Mrs. Sarah began treating every 3 she saw as a personal bell, a call to slow down, breathe, and reconnect. Not to rush through pain, not to chase after answers, but to come home to herself. The number 3 teaches us that everything meaningful comes in cycles: birth, life, death, past, present, future. Intention, action, result. It's the shape of the triangle, stable, unshakable, balanced no matter where you rest it. When you feel ungrounded, 3 shows up as a cosmic nudge reminding you to rebalance the 3 pillars of your being: mind, body, and spirit. When your thoughts race, your health wavers, or your spirit feels dull, pay attention. Seeing 3 isn't a coincidence, it's a question. Are you in alignment? Let it guide you. Not to do more, but to pause, listen, and realign. So the next time 3 finds you, don't rush past it. Don't dismiss it as chance. Take a deep breath and ask, have I truly listened to myself today? Sometimes the most powerful signs don't shout. They ring, softly, 3 times, waiting for you to hear. Part 2. Number 6. Patience, nurturing, and the quiet growth of karma. Not all growth is loud. Not all success arrives with a bang. Some of life's most beautiful rewards are born in silence, under the soil, where patience and care work quietly, unseen but unstoppable. That's the sacred power of number 6. Number 6 is the energy of nurturing, of cycles completing, of quiet perseverance that turns small seeds into mighty trees. In the Buddhist lens, it reflects the law of karma. What you sow through thought, word, and action, you shall harvest in time. Let me tell you a story. In a small village, a farmer named John faced the worst drought in decades. The land was dry, cracked, and hope was thin. Neighbors stopped planting, markets dried up, but John kept sowing. Every morning he watered the dusty earth with buckets he carried from miles away. People called him foolish. There's no rain. Why waste your strength? But he smiled. The rain will come. My job is to plant. Weeks passed. Then rain. The skies opened, the earth drank, and only John's fields were ready to receive it. His harvest fed the entire village. That's number 6. It asks you, will you trust the process even when you see no result yet? We all know someone like John in our lives. The daughter who takes care of her ill mother every single day without complaint. The retired teacher who starts a free literacy class in her garage for neighborhood kids. They may not receive applause or recognition right away, but their karma is accumulating, silently, faithfully. In Buddhism, karma isn't a punishment or reward system. It's a universal rhythm. What you offer, love, effort, kindness, becomes the soil from which your future grows. The number 6 reminds us that what's invisible today is already forming tomorrow's reality. But here's the challenge. We live in a fast world. We're told that success should be instant, results should be visible, and patience is weakness. Number 6 says otherwise. It whispers, trust the timing, water the seeds, your season will come. So if you've been doing the work, emotionally, spiritually, financially, but haven't seen the outcome yet, don't give up. Number 6 might be showing up to say, you're not failing, you're just still blooming. And when you do bloom, it won't be small. It will be the kind of growth that feeds more than just you. So next time you see the number 6, pause, breathe, ask yourself, what seeds am I planting today? Because the universe never forgets good work. Even when the world isn't watching, karma is always listening. Part 3, number 11. Intuition, awakening, and spiritual insight. Some numbers are like fingerprints from the universe, subtle yet deeply personal. Number 11 is one of them. Known in numerology as a master number, 11 holds a higher vibration, a spiritual frequency that calls us to rise above the noise and hear the voice within. In the language of the cosmos, 1111 is more than a moment on the clock. It's a portal, a reminder, a crack in the surface of daily life where the light of awakening shines through. Let me share with you the story of David, a 29-year-old graphic designer. David had a stable job, good pay, and a title that made his parents proud. But inside, he was quietly suffocating. Every morning felt heavier than the last. The spark was gone. Then came the signs. It started with seeing 1111 on his phone clock. At first, he brushed it off. Then it showed up on receipts, apartment numbers, street signs. It became impossible to ignore. One night, David woke up from a dream, vivid and strange. In it, he was painting on a giant canvas, barefoot in a garden filled with color. He looked at the clock. It was 11:11 p.m. He knew. This wasn't just coincidence. It was a calling. The next week, he handed in his resignation. He had no clear plan, only a deep inner pull towards something more aligned with his soul. Within 6 months, David opened a small creative studio focused on eco-conscious design. He made less, but felt infinitely richer. That's the power of number 11. In Buddhism, there's a term for sudden clarity, satori, the lightning flash of insight that cuts through confusion and reveals truth. Number 11 is often a signal that you're standing on the edge of your own satori. It whispers, "Wake up, your soul is speaking." When we ignore our intuition, life becomes heavy. We live from the outside in, chasing roles, expectations, and approval. But when we tune into the inner wisdom, even the most uncertain path feels peaceful. Part 4. Number 33. Compassion, healing, and shared light. In a world that often feels cold and divided, number 33 appears like a warm light, reminding us of our shared humanity, of the quiet power of compassion, and the healing that happens when we choose love over judgment. Unlike numbers that speak of logic or structure, 33 is the number of the heart. It represents empathy, kindness, and the soul's deep desire to uplift others. In numerology, it's known as the master healer, a number aligned with service, sacrifice, and unconditional love. Let me share a true story that brings 33 to life. In a quiet neighborhood, there lived an 82-year-old man named Harry. He had no car, no smartphone, and barely spoke above a whisper. But every morning, rain or shine, he would take a small broom and a plastic bag to the local park and pick up trash. He didn't work for the city. No one asked him to. He simply believed the park should be clean, for the children, for the trees, for everyone. At first, people ignored him, but slowly, his small action created ripples. Children started helping him after school. A cafe nearby set out a free tea station for volunteers. A local artist painted a mural in his honor, all because one man chose compassion over complaint. That is the spirit of 33. In Buddhist practice, this is known as the perfection of generosity, dana paramita, the perfection of giving. But giving isn't just about money or possessions. It's about presence, about listening without interrupting, offering a kind word, forgiving someone who never said sorry, choosing to care even when it's inconvenient. The Buddha taught, thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. And that is the secret energy of number 33. Love that multiplies, not divides. When 33 appears in your life, on receipts, clocks, signs, it may not mean something lucky is about to happen to you. Instead, it might be asking, can you be someone else's luck today? Compassion isn't always grand. Often it's invisible. A neighbor checking in, a stranger holding the door, a friend who remembers your silence. These are the quiet healings of the world, the ones that matter most. So next time you see the number 33, don't just think of fate. Think of service. Think of what small act you can offer today that might make someone else's world a little brighter. Because you don't need to be rich to give. You don't need power to inspire. Sometimes all it takes is a smile, a kind word, or simply showing up with your heart open. Number 33 reminds us, you are the miracle someone is waiting for. Seeing number 11 isn't random. It's an invitation to pause and ask, am I living authentically? What truth am I afraid to face? Where is my heart trying to lead me? Sometimes the scariest decision is the most sacred one. Nam could have stayed in his comfort zone, numb and safe. But instead, he listened to the signal and stepped through the door it opened. So if you keep seeing 11, take it seriously. Don't wait for life to get louder. Trust that intuition is the soul's language, and numbers are how the universe whispers back. Next time you see 1111, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, what truth am I being called to remember? Because 11 is not just a number. It's a gateway, but only you can choose to walk through it. Part 5. Number 44. Strength, discipline, and the builder's path. In a world addicted to instant results, number 44 stands firm, like stone laid upon stone. It doesn't promise quick wins or lucky breaks. It whispers something deeper. Build. Stay the course. Trust the long road. Number 44 is the energy of the builder, the one who creates foundations, not fireworks. In numerology, it's known as a master number, symbolizing discipline, endurance, and vision turned into reality. It appears not when things are easy, but when you're being called to dig deeper, commit longer, and believe harder. There's a story from the highlands of Vietnam about a man named Thum, a humble stonemason. For 10 years he labored, alone on a small hill, building a temple with nothing but his hands, a hammer, and faith. He carried each stone himself, laid each tile, carved each symbol. Locals mocked him. Tourists passed him by. Even his family grew frustrated. Why waste your life on something no one notices? But Thum only smiled. It's not about who sees. It's about staying true. 10 years later, when the temple was finished, people began to visit, not just for the architecture, but for the story behind it. Children were taught about his devotion. Monks meditated in the space he created. What once seemed invisible became sacred. That's the energy of 44. Not glamorous, but unshakable. In Buddhism, this is the path of right effort. It's the practice of steady, ethical persistence, not rushing to enlightenment, but walking toward it step by step, breath by breath. Like Thum, we're all building something, a dream, a habit, a better version of ourselves. And number 44 reminds us, foundation always comes before elevation. Let's be honest, it's tempting to give up when progress feels slow, when results don't come, when others don't understand. But 44 asks a simple question. Do you believe in what you're building enough to keep going, even when no one's watching? Success rooted in substance takes time, and like a temple, it must be built with care, clarity, and commitment. So if you keep seeing 44 on clocks, receipts, or anywhere, it may not be a promise that things will be easy, but it is a confirmation that your efforts are not in vain, that the discipline you practice today becomes the strength you'll stand on tomorrow. Think of the monks in silent retreat, spending years in meditation not to impress, but to become. Think of the artist who paints without fame. Think of you, who shows up daily, quietly, steadily. Number 44 doesn't ask for speed. It asks for loyalty to the vision you hold. It says, don't quit now. You're laying the stone that your future self will one day stand on. So keep building, even when no one claps, because the strongest foundations are always set in silence. Part 6, number 55. Change, courage, and spiritual transition. Change is not a storm. It's a whisper. It comes softly at first, as restlessness, a sense of misalignment, a quiet longing for something more. And then comes number 55, a cosmic nudge, asking you to let go of the old so the new can finally find you. In numerology, 55 is the number of transformation, freedom, and personal evolution. It carries intense energy, a call to courage, not comfort. In Buddhism, this is the heart of Anicca, or impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. Not pain, not joy, not even identity. Life, like a river, is always flowing. Let me tell you about Amélie, a 60-year-old woman from Lyon, France. After a long, emotionally distant marriage, she found herself divorced, alone, and quietly lost. She kept seeing the number 55 on clocks, in books, even in dreams. At first, she didn't understand, but something about it felt important. One day, sitting in a cafe, she saw a poster on the wall. Italian for beginners, study abroad in Florence, start fresh. The class started on May 5th. That number again. With trembling hands and a racing heart, she signed up. Within months, she was walking the cobbled streets of Florence, learning a new language, living with young students half her age. And for the first time in years, she felt alive. That's the message of 55. It doesn't promise comfort. It offers rebirth. In Berlin, Germany, a man named Jonas left his corporate banking job after 20 years to become a ceramics artist. His co-workers thought he was having a midlife crisis. But Jonas had been dreaming of working with his hands since he was a child. After seeing 55 repeatedly and encouraged by a retreat in the Alps, he finally took the leap. Today, his minimalist pottery sells across Europe. In Naples, Italy, Chiara, a single mother of 2, used to work in a small grocery store. After the pandemic, her life unraveled. She saw 55 on a bus stop sign, on her new house number, even in a fortune cookie. She signed up for online coaching courses and is now a motivational speaker helping other women rebuild their lives after loss. All of them had one thing in common. They listened. In Buddhism, change isn't feared, it's embraced. The butterfly must struggle to leave the cocoon, and the seed must break to become a tree. Transformation hurts, but it's the pain of becoming. So if you keep seeing 55, don't dismiss it. Ask yourself, what am I clinging to that no longer serves me? What part of me is trying to be born? Number 55 is not just a number. It's a door. A reminder that safety is not always sacred, and that sometimes the only way to grow is to let go. So trust. Step forward and watch the miracle unfold. What if the universe has been speaking to you all along, just not in words? Maybe the numbers you keep seeing aren't coincidences, but conversations. Not predictions, but invitations. 3 whispered, return to balance. 6 reminded you, trust the seeds you've planted. 11 asked, are you listening to your soul? 33 called out, lead with compassion. 44 challenged you, keep building even when it's hard. And 55, it stood at the edge of your comfort zone and said, jump. These numbers aren't about luck in the way we often imagine. They're mirrors, reflecting who you are becoming, and keys, unlocking what's already within you. Because the truth is, you are not here to wait for fortune. You are here to align with it, grow through it, and create from it. So the next time a number shows up, don't just look away. Pause, breathe, ask, what is life trying to show me right now? And listen closely, not with your mind, but with your heart. If this journey resonated with you, let us know. Comment below which number spoke to your soul the most. Was it 3's balance, 44's discipline, or 55's bold call to leap? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to join this growing community of wisdom seekers and soul builders. And before you go, affirm this in the comments. I trust the signs. I follow the path. I welcome abundance with purpose. Your journey has already begun. The numbers are just here to guide you home.